I got mud on my shirt, but I think I'm going into Trader Joe's like this. I think they'll kick me out. Hello. Oh. Hi. I'm back home and I am finally ready to talk about some of the footage here of things I've actually done. So, starting off, this is a video of me putting up grab bars for my elderly. Oh, someone's leaving. Goodbye. Love you. Thanks for coming. Go ahead, go take a nap. He's just sitting, like, looking at me right here. Okay, so starting off, this is a video of me putting up some grab bars for my elderly relatives. I am going to mount this near the window frame. You mount this grab bar onto here. I'm gonna do this onto studs next to the window frame because this directly onto the stud is gonna only hit one screw. Oh, there goes one right there. Unfortunately, because that's so dang close, but it will have to do. It's around here. I'm gonna just mark kind of directly under the hole to tell me this is where the stud is. These just two already feel really secure, but I'm gonna add one more. Just pre-assembled this. It's gonna go like this onto the board. Get out before I pre-drill again. Repeat. There we go. Very quick footage of me assembling the calyx shelves. And the calyx shelves are probably one of the most common IKEA items most people have. They've become a little bit more, I don't know, upgraded. You can buy like drawer inserts, cabinet door inserts, and it actually looks pretty cute. But anyway, so I put those two together. I think that took like less than 30, maybe like 35 minutes or something for two. This is such a great purchase. I did like a set of these Allen wrench bits, but I have like a longer neck so I can get into the weird angles without having to hand crank anything. Initially, I bought like a set of all different sizes because whenever I have like, especially those motorized standing desks, they require hex bits or Allen wrench keys in different sizes, like much smaller. And so it's been really useful to have this set from Amazon that I purchased. But it also came with the Torx bits, but I really don't use the tiny sizes. And so I ended up purchasing a bunch of just the 5 30-second sizes. And so they've been great. Because of having a long neck, you can still get in there with the power drill. Oh yeah, I moved 39 cinder blocks yesterday. So my lower back is a little sore, but I use my tool bag, so I'm actually pretty okay. This is footage of me putting together a Malm dresser. Malm, the IKEA Malm, M-A-L-M. I think they're more on the affordable end when it comes to all the dressers that they have, and so I happen to get hired to assemble those all the time, and because of that I don't really need to look at the instructions anymore. And then here's me talking about what I did this previous winter season after the holidays to help with it being super slow. I have been struggling to book so many jobs in advance, so I'm doing a holiday special. $10 off your first task. We always have like a promo code from the TaskRabbit app, but I never use it. I think I offered it one time to a client. I forgot why. So the promo code and how it went, it was super effective. It's just $10 off, but it was really, really effective. I did have a couple of clients message me later saying like, oh, it didn't work, or it didn't, like, it didn't get applied or whatever. And I said, well, that's something that the app does, so you need to contact them, because I don't want to deduct $10 as a percentage of the rate that I charge, because they also paid 30% extra on top of my rate for taxes, because taxes in where I live in Washington is about 10% for most of the cities, and 15% for TaskRabbit's cut, and I think the other 5% is like their happiness pledge or something, some BS. I shouldn't say BS, but I think it was February 1st, right before I went to Japan. I made the biggest fuck up, there's no other way to say it, of my career as a handywoman, and that was drilling into a freaking fire sprinkler. Okay, it was so close to the surface of the drywall that I just did not think it was a fire sprinkler. It should have had like a metal plate or something, but it must have been it was an older building. I walked in there and they were already having plumbing issues. There was so many there was like paper covering the floor because they were already doing plumbing work and redoing the drywall and all those things. And so I should have known to be extra careful. But the client was like, oh, I want to put back this center curtain rod bracket that fell off, and the bracket was supposed to be here. And I was like, okay, no problem, I'll just put that back for you before I do the other thing that he hired me for. And I get there and I hit something, and I was like, I don't know what it is. It's like, it doesn't feel like stud. Maybe it is a pipe, I don't know. But as I was hitting it, it wasn't moving. So I was like, oh, it's probably fine. I'm like now learning and how crazy that was and scary that was. I am extra careful. If it even wobbles a little bit, I'm not going to even attempt to go any further. But yeah, it was definitely a crazy and scary and depressing learning lesson. The client was super nice about everything though. He was so understanding, because I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna pay for everything though, like this is such an inconvenience, I'm so sorry. And I kept apologizing, and he was such a saint through all of that experience, as we waited for the maintenance people to call their HOA, to call their designated like emergency fire sprinkler people to turn off the water to the water sprinkler. And I got, obviously the client's whole unit got splashed with that super old water that's been sitting there for so many years, since the last time that the fire sprinkler got filled up. And yeah, and I got that in my eyeballs and all over the place. And it was just like probably the worst thing that could have ever happened as far as my career. And I hesitated in talking about this when it happened. Obviously, it's almost April, and I had never mentioned it on my channel because I was so fucking depressed about it. I could not believe how careless I was. And mistakes happen, accidents happen, but I could not believe, and I replayed it so many times in so many different fucking ways in my head, and I was like, I should have done this, I should have done this, and yeah, like, I don't really need to talk about the inner turmoil that I had experienced and I put myself through after that whole ordeal. But anyway, obviously it's my fault. I took full, and I have taken full responsibility for that. Luckily, I have general liability insurance, and so I made the claim. I didn't think it was going to be covered, but luckily everything was covered. Like, holy shit. I cannot believe, because as far as the incurred expenses for the damages so far, like, it is already, like, the first invoice that I did get to see was $3,000. And look, I have $3,000. I would have been able to pay for that. But that was the first one. You know, they're waiting for a part. They need to get the drywall completely repaired. The client was like, you know, I'll hire you. And I was like, I can do the drywall, you know, and I won't charge you. But doing it through insurance, they have already reimbursed my client for how much it would have taken me to repair it. So, you know, he doesn't have to hire me. He has money to hire somebody else and pay them that amount. So all of that has already been added to his damages. But, you know, like that included, it would have been so much more than just the $3,000 that I saw. So yeah, the whole experience was terrifying, and I am a lot more careful now. But at the same time, I feel like it could have happened to someone else quite easily. Just wanted you to say bye to Shuguru. Shuguru! He just turned 10 on March 26th, and I got him my blind dog collar. Watching my shorts, you already knew that. Anyway, see you in my next video. Peace.